This video is going to address a lot of concerns that people have about starting off in real estate investing. Hey everyone, it's Aisha and welcome back to my channel. I'm filming from a new location today because I've actually taken some time off to visit family for the holiday weekend. Everywhere I go, I really try to look into the real estate markets there, what neighborhoods are starting to pop up, what type of homes they have, what type of industries and businesses are coming to that area. I know in the past I've been a big advocate for being close to your properties, especially when you first start off in investing. So buying a property that's close to where you live or even flipping a house that's close to where you live. Being close to your property is super helpful in so many ways, but I understand that there are a lot of investors who are very successful and they buy a lot of properties out of state or even multiple states away or even own properties in other countries. So yes, even though I prefer a certain type of investing for myself, that doesn't mean you can't be successful doing other types of investing. You just got to find something that really works for you. And so because of that, this video is going to be about the top 6 reasons why you should actually consider investing out of state. This video is going to address a lot of concerns that people have about starting off in real estate investing. And hopefully by the end of this video, you feel a lot better about getting started in real estate investing and you have a number of reasons why actually now is a great time to get started. If you're watching this video right now, please hit the thumbs up and let me know any questions you may have in the comment section below. Also, one more thing before we get started. As a young woman starting off in real estate investing, when I first started, there wasn't a lot of visibility with women in real estate, or especially young women in real estate. So if you're watching this video and you know a woman who wants to get started in real estate, or she's a beginner in real estate and just needs access to more resources, please share this video with her. I think it's super important in not only building confidence, but the success of your business if you have visibility and access to resources from people who are on the same level as you or has the same experiences as you. So I really want to try and expand my network. Right now, my viewership is predominantly male. Again, that's because that's how the real estate industry really is overall. And the pages that I network with are predominantly male. So I really want to change that narrative in the future. Okay, so let's get started with the 6 reasons why you really need to start investing in properties out of state. The first reason is that you may want to invest in properties near the area where you live, but property just might be way too expensive and unachievable to buy. This can be especially true if you live in areas like New York or places in California like Los Angeles, where even if you wanted to buy a small rental property home or a multifamily home, the prices are still way too high and it makes it inaccessible for you to buy for your first property. This is a major reason why people start looking in states not only adjacent to them, but just in areas that are a lot more affordable, such as the Midwest or somewhere in the South. Because once you get your first property and start investing in it, then you can leverage that asset and then hopefully buy a property within your area soon after. But for a lot of people to get started, it's actually really necessary for them to look elsewhere than the areas that they live in. Reason 2 is that the city or state that you are in may be really restrictive when it comes to laws for investors and landlords. I mean this in the way that there are cities and states that are more friendly for tenants, and then there are cities and states that are more friendly for landlords and investors. These laws and regulations can deal with anything from how much you can charge for a deposit and where you can hold the deposit, to how much notice the tenant has to give you, to how much rent you can charge through rent control or other regulations. There are also laws dealing with evictions and how much notice you have to give for evictions and how much, proof and paperwork you have to provide going through the eviction process. Another thing investors may want to consider is looking into cities and states that have much lower property taxes, because that can drastically affect your bottom line. You have to take into account all the expenses that will come with owning that property, and if you live somewhere where property taxes are exorbitantly high, that will cut into your profit and leave you with a lot less cash on hand at the end of the year. So before you begin investing, make sure you look into the laws and regulations in your state to see if they're more tenant friendly or if they're more landlord and investor friendly. Okay, so reason number 3 is that in another state, you may have better returns for all the reasons we've already discussed. Better returns and a better bottom line means that you have more income and less expenses than you would in another situation. So what governs that bottom line is a lot of the things that we've already discussed. For example, your expenses may be higher due to things like higher property taxes, mortgage insurance, or maybe just mortgage payment because the purchase price of your home was way higher than maybe a property that you could have purchased somewhere else. Also, if the price you're able to rent the property for is lower than it could have been somewhere else, that means you're also bringing in less income per month, which also affects your bottom line. So the first 3 reasons are all pretty interconnected, but there are still 3 more reasons why you really should consider investing out of state. Reason number 4 is better long-term growth opportunities. If you live in a city, a town, or a state where there's a lot of stagnation and there really isn't a lot of growth opportunity, there aren't businesses moving in, and people are actually leaving the city, then that might not be a good place to buy a property. You should look into areas where business is booming, there are a lot of young people moving, because that usually means that there is good career and long-term growth opportunities. And just in general, there's a good business sense, whether it's, programs set up by the city council or government, and they're actually attracting a lot of people and businesses to that area. So that's why you should use these 2 indicators to find, an area that is growing not only in business and opportunity, but also has a lot of young people moving there, because that is usually a good sign of, long-term growth. So why is long-term growth important? It's important for a number of reasons, and one of them is just the fact that if you have more people moving into an area, that means you actually have more demand for those rental properties. Especially for young people, if they're new to an area, they usually don't buy right off the bat. They will rent for a few years, learn the area, save up money, get accustomed, and then they will look for a place to buy. The second reason is just if business is booming and there's a lot of people moving to an area and it's growing, that usually correlates to appreciation in property. So not only will you be making cash flow from a rental property as you have someone renting that property month to month, but your property is actually growing in value over years, and that is appreciation. Another great reason to invest out of state, and it is the 5th reason on our list, is because you want to diversify your portfolio. Diversification is good as an investment strategy no matter what type of investing you're doing. You want to make sure you're not putting your money all in one place, not putting all of your eggs in one basket. The term is used a lot just in general with the stock market. For example, people aren't putting their money just in one company. If you are a good investor, you understand that you want to have money spread across a number of companies so that you have lowered your risk and there's a chance that you will gain a lot of growth over a number of years. So the same is true with real estate. Why do you want to buy just a bunch of rental properties all in one town? Because if something were to happen, business turned bad, companies started moving out, you have now invested all in one area and you will be stuck. You want to look at other cities, states, and even countries to see where the potential for fast appreciation, great property values, and high rental income can be. That way, if there was something catastrophic to happen, like a natural disaster or some sort of catastrophe that only affects one region, you will still be able to make your business float by relying on those assets that aren't holed up in that one area. This is something one of my favorite books, All Real Estate is Local, goes super into depth on, and they actually explain localization and why you actually want to diversify your portfolio and actually all of those factors that affect one market. And if you did want to check out that book, I actually have it linked in the description below. Okay, so the 6th and final reason why you may want to consider investing out of state. There may just be a low opportunity for the specific type of investing you want to get into. For example, if you're mainly interested in investing in Airbnbs and you live in an area that's not really a tourist destination, that a lot of people don't come visit, it's probably not the best strategy for your town. Airbnbs are the best type of investments in areas that are high traffic and are great tourist destinations. So if you live in an area that doesn't meet either of those criteria, you probably want to look at another state that does. So there you have it, 6 major reasons to look out of state if the area you're living in just isn't cutting it for real estate investing. So to recap, those reasons are expensive real estate in the area you're living in, friendlier laws in a different state, better returns in a different state, better long-term growth opportunities, diversifying your real estate portfolio, and better opportunities for your specific type of investing in another area. If you've been successful with out-of-state investing, let us know in the comments below. If you're a beginner to real estate investing, rental properties, or if you're just looking for more information before you do get started, be sure to subscribe to my channel. And with that, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.